Fetterman, thank you so much for being here.
Good to be back.
Why did you think it was important to shake President Trump's hand?
Well, of course, that's the president. You don't have to agree with everything. You can be in a different party. I think that's just basic respect and courtesy, whether it's for the office or whether it's just kind of, I can't think we can get to the place where, the State of the Union can't turn into like the Springer show.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for choosing to hang out with your host, the Conservative Bird, and me, Double D. And you're on the Brick Road Podcast.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. We really appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out with us tonight. And also beforehand, make sure you hit that like, hit that share, hit the subscribe, and smash the notification. It's the quick, easy, and free way to help this channel grow as big as possible. So, Double D, in this day and age, I never thought we would see a moderate Democrat again, but here we are, John Fetterman, proving us wrong once again. It seems like the more and more this dude gets away from his, what was he having, seizures, right?
Yeah, well, he had strokes.
Strokes. It seems like the more he gets away from his strokes, the more and more he comes back to reality.
I also think it has to do with his upbringing, too. He's already admitted that most of his family were Republicans, so he grew up in a conservative household.
Right, so it's like you can't hate like your family just because of their politics. I know a lot of people do, but like it's just weird to me.
I was going to say, my family hates me, including my daughter and everybody else that's affiliated with them.
Yeah, that's true. So Fetterman went to the State of the Union, Double D, and you know what he decided to do?
Let me guess. He stood up for Donald Trump when he said stand up for the American people.
And not only that, he wore a suit and tie.
Oh, well, that's a bonus.
Yeah, he actually wore a suit and tie. He dressed nice for this. He said, hey, this is something important, whether it's Joe Biden, whether it's Barack Obama, whether it's George Bush, whether it's Bill Clinton. The State of the Union is it's about the state of the country. Like, you can at least give the man enough respect to give his speech properly and just keep it going.
Well, it's a formal event, too. It's the State of the Union address. That's a formal, professional event. This is, it's not just showing up to vote in Congress. You can do that in your underwear from your bedroom with your cell phone.
Right.
You can vote from home. You don't have to be there.
No, that's true. So, knowing this, we already knew the media was going to start grilling him on why he's so buddy-buddy with Trump, which he's not buddy-buddy with Trump. He's just giving the man...
not at all.
He's just giving the man common respect because he's still our president at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So... right here we have a video of, I believe this is CNN, just basically asking why.
Well, wait a minute. This is the Arena. I think this is Forbes.
Or Forbes. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Forbes.
Yeah.
So this is
Forbes.
Forbes.
It says the Arena. The Arena. I recognize the show.
Okay. I'm just so used to whenever I hear liberal media, I think CNN automatically. It's like...
Make no mistake. They're basically CNN.
Right. So we have Forbes.
His name is Forbes. That's
we'll
it.
Call it we'll call it FNN then.
There you go. FNN. Forbes News Network. There you go.
So... let's check out what they had to say about it.
Fetterman, thank you so much for being here.
Good to be back.
Why did you think it was important to shake President Trump's hand?
Well, of course, that's the president. You don't have to agree with everything. You can be in a different party. I think it's just basic respect and courtesy, whether it's for the office or whether it's just kind of, I can't think we can get to the place where, the State of the Union can't turn into like the Springer show.
Exactly.
Do you think your colleagues, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, conducted themselves the right way by that metric?
I'm saying I just disagree with that. It's not my, I'm not going to criticize it, but I'm going to say that's just not something I choose. And I think I walked around and I realized that half my colleagues were gone. And now if they want to boycott it, that's their choice. But I think overall, I don't see that coming back to. I remember back in 2009 when I forget his name, Joe Wilson, yelled. I mean, that was really provocative and shocking to people, and that had bipartisan. They condemned that, and now here it's just part of the now where it's,
right. And it's like what he said. It's almost becoming like
He's right.
it's almost like it's becoming the Springer show, because I even remember, didn't MTG start yelling at Joe Biden during his State of the Union?
He did, and it was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, it's like why don't you guys keep
we
that shit somewhere else?
For that.
Yeah, like why don't you keep that shit?
Criticize her for that.
Yeah, people did, and like, why don't you keep that shit elsewhere? Let the president give his State of the Union and then keep it going. Now, for us to be sitting at home and criticizing it, that's fine. We're not there. We're not dealing with it on a personal level. We're just seeing it, from a third person. Where like, if you're there, like, at least have enough common respect and decency to shut the fuck up.
And there's a huge difference between screaming in the halls of Congress or in the walls of Congress in this case, as opposed to sitting at your home and screaming obscenities at your television.
Exactly.
Not the same thing.
Not at all.
If Elon Omar wanted to do that, she should have stayed at her own fucking house and did that.
Yeah, where her and her brother live comfortably together.
That's right.
Kind of like here it is. So I think something's lost when if
allegedly
that becomes like the new normal.
Do you think President Trump is responsible for that new normal?
I think we're all part of it too.
Look at that. She's already trying to blame the president.
We have to find a way. If we can be in the same room, we can disagree on those things. You don't have to sign off on everything. You don't have to agree with everything. And now, if I hear something that I agree with or I like that, hey, I'm going to stand up and clap for those things. And I think. And if
I feel like that should be like a bipartisan thing, it's something you like to hear regardless of who's saying it. Like, yeah, I'd like to hear that.
Yeah. You don't sit on your ass just because it's following suit. I'm so sick and tired of the Democrats calling us fascists and Nazis and bootlickers and what lost in our bubble and all this other bullshit they like to say. But they're the ones who are doing exactly what the Nazis did. The Nazis did the same shit.
Yeah. The Nazis try to silence you.
In the 1920s.
Yep.
Yeah. They did the same shit. They would stay quiet. They would criticize. They would yell. They did all that shit. Dude.
They're the ones that want to silence you. They want you to not tell the truth, to not say anything. And people don't understand. There's a difference between what that is and what Trump is doing when he's suing these liberal media outlets. These liberal media outlets are purposely creating false narratives and false lies about him to make him look bad and doing something that he's not actually doing. So that's different, because what it is that is defamation of character. That is a complete different scenario.
It's even worse than that, Bird. They're also doing that to the people who support him.
Right, and it's crazy.
It's not just Trump. They're going after us, too.
Yeah.
Make no mistake, dude. If they ever get into power again, they're going to come after us. They're going to come after every other podcast. They're going to come after everybody who voted for Donald Trump, because they think in their mind that they're the righteous, that they're the chosen, whatever the fuck they think they are. Personally, to me, I don't think they're nothing but a bunch of fucking weirdos, freaks, blue-haired, useless idiots, if you ask me.
I agree.
Someone's angry that I shook the president's hand as he walked in.
Yeah, why would someone be angry about that?
It doesn't make sense.
On them.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I think some of the people that were angry that I did that, they didn't really have a problem when Mandami visited with the White House too. So, like, if we refuse to talk to the other side,
Mandami.
I mean, that's the only one that really loses. That's America.
Some people were surprised you wore a suit and tie.
Did you catch that?
Yes.
Did you catch that, Bird?
Yes.
Yes, I did. I did dress like
but the fact that you just said that just made me notice it. The fact that you said it made me really notice it, and that's what made me laugh. The funny thing about that, though, is he is absolutely 1,000% right. None of these people said anything to Mamdani about him fucking visiting the White House and having a meeting with Donald Trump, but you want to give John Fetterman shit for simply shaking his hand and applauding the things that he agreed with that Trump said. See, this is how you know that these people really have TDS, because they can't even applaud things that they know they're supposed to agree with.
And it's even, again, more than that. It's also about they want you to toe the line.
Right.
They want you to follow them off the cliff of failure, dude. I'm telling you, the Democrat Party, they want to accuse everybody else of being the cult, but man, they make Charlie Manson look like frickin' Princess Diana, bro.
Yeah, and you call it you call it, what'd you say it was called, the cliff of what?
Oh, the cliff of failure.
I call it the cliff of stupidity, but to each his own.
They kind of go hand in hand, actually.
Yeah.
I'm gonna respect the event. Respect that's the dress code, of course. So for me, it was an opportunity to hear
formal
these
event.
things, and I think there was enough there that I could say, hey, I want to acknowledge that I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You obviously have spoken with President Trump.
It's funny. Man. It's funny that CNN has such TDS that they looped over and over and over and over and over and over again, simply Trump shaking John Fetterman's hand. They didn't even really acknowledge each other, if you see that. I'm going to go back just a little bit. Just look at this. Watch it. They don't even it's simply just a handshake.
Have spoken
with
President
courtesy.
Trump. You met with him in
that was
the past.
courtesy. That was a good thing.
To him privately?
What's wrong with these people?
No, I mean, it's just one of the things that was perhaps might make unique amongst the Democrats. I supported the Iranian strike last year, and I think every single senator in this agrees that we can never allow Iran to acquire a nuclear weapon. And if we all agree with that, I think harsh language won't be the solution. And now we've all discovered that a treaty or those kind of negotiations were unsuccessful. So the one thing that really did matter, and I think was impactful, was those kinetic kinds of strikes. And now here we are, might be again, where now they have another issue in that those missiles that they have.
Yeah.
And now China is selling those hypersonic missiles there. That's outrageous. That's effectively, the Chinese are selling that technology that would be aimed right at American ships, and I'll call and hold them.
Oh, I bet you, Double D, they are so mad that he's saying this all on liberal media right now.
Absolutely.
They are so mad that they got a Democrat on that's saying all this right now, that is not spewing the liberal propaganda, Democratic retardation. Oh, wow, this is great. We must be in hell right now or something. Hell froze over. Hell froze over.
I think he's trying to, change the direction of the Democrat Party. He's trying to save his party, and that's commendable. I think it's a waste of time. I think he'd be better off just switching or at least becoming an independent. But that's me personally.
Right.
I still think he's going to win he's going to win the election. He's going to get reelected. I mean, he's got another 4 years, so he's got a while before he's got to worry about that. But he's going to, I mean, if he keeps going at this rate, dude, he might be the next Democrat president one day, honestly.
Accountable.
That's a bold statement,
It
Cotton.
doesn't matter that they hate him, Bird, because America's going to love him.
That's a bold statement, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
For that.
So would
It
you
is a bold
urge President
statement.
Trump to strike Iran in the interest of regime change there?
Well, I do think if you can, I mean, Iran absolutely wants to acquire a nuclear bomb, and Iran has done, they built up Hamas and Hezbollah and Houthis. So clearly, and now Iran executed tens of thousands of their young people, and now the brutality for that. So, Iran and that regime, the war is never about the Iranian people. Actually, their war was also against Iranian people. But for me, it's about the regime. And now here it's teetering. And now here we are. So that's why I would not vote for the Iranian powers resolution, because the president will need to have the flexibility for these kinds of targeted attacks.
Fair enough. Let's turn to the midterm elections for a second. This message the president delivered, obviously very much aimed at that. Do you think it would be good for the country for Democrats to retake at least one chamber of Congress in the fall?
I'm a Democrat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then it would be a good thing.
I think that is the question.
I mean, the House, I mean, you don't need to have a degree to know that, that's going to happen. I mean, that's not just, it's a fact. just look at.
No, he's right though. The way that it has been the past whatever is they always switch back and forth during the midterms.
Yeah, it always happens, dude. Nobody holds all four or all four houses for 4 years. Honestly, I don't think it's really happened since Roosevelt. Seriously.
Now I will say this, Double D, we could be wrong though with all the redistricting and everything going on, especially in places like Texas. We could be wrong, and we could get a majority Republican House and Senate.
I hope we do. I hope we do. It'll be the first. It'll be the first time. I'm going to look it up and find out when the last time it's happened.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling it's been a very long time.
It seems like it has, honestly.
Look at the history. You know, the party in power, there's backlash, and now it's already, I think the margin's already just a couple seats already. So, yeah, that'll flip.
Yeah, he's just
and
calling
now
the odds.
The Senate might be in play.
Literally calling a spade a spade.
So,
yeah.
And that means it. So for me, as someone that, the only one I think that's flipped a red seat for blue, and now that makes it even mathematically possible to regain the majority here in the Senate.
And you still fully intend to continue to be part of the Democratic Party no matter what?
We've talked about this.
I know.
You know, it's so funny, bro. If I were Fetterman, I would get fed up with these Democratic losers, bro. Seriously. Like, you guys act like I'm not on your side just because I don't agree with everything you say, and I show some common, simple decency and respect for the president during the State of the Union. Like, this is what they're not understanding. People like this lady are just so anti-American and un-American, bro. It's pathetic. That's why Fetterman's like, dude, he's got to be getting sick of these questions.
Oh, I'm sure of it. And you know what, though? And here's the thing, dude. The Republicans have always been that way. Republicans tend to vote more individually overall. You know, it just so happens that most of the legislation that comes up under a Republican-controlled, executive branch, House and Senate, obviously they're going to agree with more of the stuff that's being put out there. But plenty of Republicans have crossed the party line to join Democrats to get legislation done. And honestly, checks and balances is what our system is all about.
Yeah.
I mean, the less they do, the more rights we have ultimately in the end, because every time government does something, it ultimately affects the people in another negative, adverse way constitutionally most of the time. And that happens on both sides of the fence. So, but honestly, he's just doing what he got hired to do. Right. He got hired to go work for the American people, and for fuck's sake, he's actually doing it.
Yeah.
It's just, it's like the numbers bear it out. I vote in the 90s%, of that. I mean, you can look it up. It's a fact. I'm not changing the party, and I might clap for some things that I agree, but when you represent Pennsylvania, that's there. It's like, hey, we would all love like a blue state, then you can really just have to talk to one side. But for me, it's a special responsibility if you represent Pennsylvania that, we have to find a way forward.
Yeah, I mean,
it's true because Pennsylvania is a swing state.
Pretty much. Hey, so Bert, I looked that up.
Okay.
To find out when was the last time that all four branches or all four houses of government were under the same control for them throughout the midterms.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened since 1946. No party has kept the midterm.
Oh shit, that's crazy. So that's a lot longer than I thought.
80 years ago. Yeah, it was I thought it was 60. But it was 80. So I was right. It's been since Roosevelt and Truman.
Hey, let's create history this year then.
And I think the question
now let's do it, man. Let's keep the House, too.
There are some Democrats that are considering challenging you in your race, potentially, should you, of course, decide to run for re-election. In a potential re-election, would you want President Trump's endorsement in Pennsylvania?
No, what I'm saying, it's like anyone's entitled, but it's very strange. If anyone is a Democrat, I'm not sure. It's like the guy that flipped a red seat, and someone now. It's like now my record is solid Democrat. So whatever's possible. So for me, where I'm at, here we are. Don't we all want the kind of Democrat that can flip a seat? That's the one thing that matters. There's no drama, who's going to be in California or in Massachusetts. Where it is the states that really matter about the big dance, they all come down.
So, and he's right in that aspect of, it's crazy that they're grilling him so much. It's like they're trying to push him to become a Republican almost.
Now, let's keep in mind, before he got elected to the Senate, and that he had the strokes during the election period, right. And he kind of started seeing the difference in him after that. But I think the biggest difference was his family. But here's the thing: he flipped a Democrat, or he flipped the red seat blue, but he did that during the Joe Biden becoming president era too. So actually, it's been. Wait a minute. When did he get elected?
Yeah, he got elected during Joe Biden.
So it was in 2020 then.
I believe so.
That's what So he's actually up for re-election then.
Yeah, that's what they were just talking about. That he's up. I believe that he's up for re-election. So here's my thing, right?
So my point was he didn't really flip a red seat.
So
he had the Joe Biden TDS effect.
Yeah,
that's all.
So here, it still flipped a red seat blue regardless.
Oh yeah,
of the fact.
He flipped it. But I'm just saying.
So here's the thing.
Now he has to hold it.
Here's the thing. He's talked about how he votes 90% of Democrat, right? So
yeah, he does.
That's why they hate him, because I'll guarantee you the 10% is the super extra crazy shit that the far left liberals want to go with, and he's not willing to vote for it. I'll guarantee if you look into it, I bet you Fetterman doesn't vote for the transitioning of kids. I bet you he doesn't vote for men and women's sports. I bet you he doesn't vote for.
He's already said that.
Right. See, exactly. And I didn't even know that. And I could tell you that that's probably part of the 10% of things that he votes against with Democrats.
Yeah, he does not agree with boys and girls bathrooms, boys playing in girls sports. Now, as far as the trans issue itself, as far as surgeries, I have heard him personally talk about the child grooming stuff.
Yeah.
That he has he definitely has a problem with, doing those surgeries and hormone treatments on kids under the age of 18. But like I've said this before, this is more of a libertarian kind of attitude, but I don't care what you do after you turn 18. You want to go fuck your body up, by all means, but that's on you. Don't expect the state to take care of you for it.
Yeah, for sure. You should have to pay 1,000% for it, and you live with the responsibilities at the end of the day.
And usually when they fuck their body up like that, they have physical and mental issues that, well, we see where that goes with that. So
we really do.
Anyway.
So down in the comments below, you guys, if you're a Democrat, let me know. Is there anything you agree with Trump on? Like anything at all, like how Fetterman does, where he agrees with, standing up and cheering for people like the chick in North Carolina that was stabbed by the guy who was let out of prison multiple times because of whatever her name is, got R.I.P. God rest her soul. Things like that where somebody who was let out because of Democratic liberal far left ideology policies, that she lost her life because of it.
Pretty much. That's the thing about socialism, dude. What is it? They estimate about 125 million people have lost their lives to communism and socialism.
It's crazy, right?
I'm sure they could say the same. They could say the same thing about capitalism, but in capitalism, at least you have a free or a fair opportunity to take advantage of the free economy and the free market and produce, sell, work, do whatever it is you want to do. In a socialist society, you're pretty much dependent on the government at that point. I mean, dude, they're talking about UBI and all kinds of shit now, man.
Crazy, right? Crazy.
I'd like to say that we're getting away from it, but we're really not.
Yeah, we're not. So, like I said, it's just nice. It's a breath of fresh air to hear a Democrat speak at least somewhat normal. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just, I didn't think Fetterman was going to be the one I would say that about.
Yeah, he kind of caught me too. I thought for sure he was going to go full on blue, dude, like
Yep.
to the point of blue hair and nose rings. But
Yeah.
hey, you know what? He shocked me.
Yeah.
I was one of the people who made fun of him a lot. I'm like, this guy is crazy. He's just another crazy Democrat. But as it turns out,
Yep.
he's actually the sane one.
Yeah.
So I stand corrected on that, man. And I like John Fetterman.
Yeah.
I've been saying that for at least 5 out of 6 years.
Yeah. Well, on that note, everybody, we're going to end it. Most importantly, I want to thank God, because without him, none of this is possible. I want to thank Double D. I want to thank the audience and thank my friends and family.
And as always, Bird, thanks for making the show happen. Audience, thanks for sticking around with us. We appreciate it. And most importantly, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for allowing me to be here to give the message. And with all that, good night, y'all.
All right, everybody, have a good one. Peace.